What's good, YouTube? Arnado here, coming at you from the clouds, baby. Enjoying this beautiful sunny day out here in Cali. Man, how amazing is Cali? Like, it is March, and it is like, it's summer's approaching already. I used to live in Ohio, and in Ohio right now, I'm sure it's cold. I wouldn't be surprised if they still have snow on the floor. So it's amazing. Okay, shout out Cali. But anyways, I digress. I wanted to get on this fine internet today to talk about this lovely country, America, because I was sitting here outside and just pondering how it's so funny how America, Trump, aka, but really just the administrative government of America, sits around on their high horses and calls other countries shithole countries, Africa primarily. So America is sitting there talking about Africa as a shithole country. But then I think the irony of that is that no country on earth cares less for its citizens than America. None. America it's a business. I want to say it's a conglomerate, but it's a business. America is not even a country. America is not even a country. It's a business. Everything here is for the profit, not for the care of its citizens. I just think it's amazing. Like, you sit here and you call, let's say, the African nations shithole countries, but for some reason, Europeans don't want to leave Africa. Look at what's going on in Burkina Faso right now. If you don't know, go check it out, and I might make some videos on it. Burkina Faso is trying to kick the French out. French is fighting to stay. But you're saying it's a poor-ass country, though. Who wants to stay in poor, horrible conditions? So what's really going on? It can't be that much of a shithole country if the thought of you leaving scares your whole soul. If you see your entire country going down just based on your removal from Africa, clearly can't be that poor of a country. Clearly, it's this illusion that has gone out into the world about Africa, and Africa is just this poor, raggedy old place, and you get to just talk shit about it. But nobody ever tells the story about how when it comes to white people leaving Africa, that's like they would rather die than leave Africa. But they've convinced you black people to not even think of Africa. They tell a black person that you're an African. That's like, you might as well hold a bullet to their head. They'll rather take a bullet than accept being an African. But these white people that are convincing you black people in this country that you're not African, they right now are breaking their necks to stay in Africa. They will rather die than leave Africa and all its wealth and resources. But then they come here and go around the world and tell everybody Africa is a shithole country. How is that? Like I said, no country cares less for its city. Damn, being outside sometimes comes with its annoyances. No country cares less for its citizens than America. Every food item is poisoned. All your water is poisoned. Intentionally. That's the crazy part. Intentionally. Not just, accidentally poison and, we just don't know how else to crop this food and make this. No, they intentionally poison you, American citizens, in your food. They intentionally poison the water. They intentionally put plastics in everything. It's crazy that the food that America has legalized to feed its citizens, go anywhere in the other parts of the world, it's illegal. Foods that other countries have banned illegal to feed its people, America says, no biggie. They'll just die off faster. Great. America gives zero fucks about its citizens. Look at the healthcare condition. It's one thing if you just don't have, so you can't do. But to have and be able to do, but choose not to, is wild. It's wild. Talking about all these shithole countries, but yet America's funding has come from these shithole countries. Great Britain got the nerve to give itself such a name. Great Britain. Great Britain. That's like us naming ourselves Great Africa. How wild would that be to people? Where are you from? I'm from Great Africa. Like it. The wrong people, however, just took it. Great Britain. And you ask and you look, okay, what is it that makes them great? And you see that their claim to this so-called greatness is the damage they have done. They're so proud of their damage they have done to another continent that they have labeled themselves great because of it. All the funding of Europe has come from stolen African property. But you claim your greatness from it and then turn around and say these countries are shitholes. You mean the countries that's funding you? And I love to see Africa finally getting that. And this is all biblical. Everything is biblical. So I'm not knocking Africans. I'm not knocking Black Americans. This is all biblical and it has to play out. But it's nice to see how we are in that time of life for Africa to slowly start coming back up. So it's nice to see the African continent finally getting that bravado that's needed to tell French people to get the fuck out. So it is nice to see that. Because yes, hearing that, you can be like, well, why did that even happen in the first place? How were these Europeans able to come into the continent and just dismember every freaking corner of it? Because that's what I hear. A lot of white people say, well, if Africa was so great, how were we able to conquer? Yeah, because our power is God. And God said, fuck y'all niggas. That's the only reason why people were able to move. Because our power is God. So without God in our life, yeah, the devil got real free access into us. And that was our punishment from God. So it's like white people need to stop thinking that they were so powerful and so great, and that's why they were able to accomplish these things. No, they were able to accomplish it because God allowed them to. God wanted to punish the African people, not just because these people are so great and powerful and nobody can stop them. No, God just let them. But God's anger is not forever. So it's beautiful to know that we are in the season of slowly returning. So it's even nicer to see it happening in real time. To see the African continent slowly start to unite. Slowly start to just get that. I don't want to get their balls back. Okay, it's beautiful. I'm going to make videos on Burkina Faso. So those of you who don't know what I'm talking about can get an idea on what I'm talking about. And don't just wait for me. Go look it up. Like, start to get your history in your back, in your bones and in your head and your mind. Black people, you keep trying to fight this American beast that's in your face. You keep trying to fight it just standing by yourselves. You don't claim God, you don't claim an African, you don't claim shit. That is the only thing that can stand against this beast. But you think you're gonna come up out of it? It's no. I'm gonna start making videos on Burkina Faso and just the Sahel region right now that's really going through it, getting the French people out of there. Because that's crazy if you really check. Like, that's some history to really go into, how the French have really just been capitalizing off that part of land. Imagine you go into somebody's home, you mine all that, you use them to mine all their gold. They mine all the gold, give it to you, and you pay them a commission for finding it for you. And the commission you pay them is a small check. So it's like, damn, Africa, how did that even, how was this ever a good idea? How was that ever a good idea to even allow it to happen? But this stuff has come from way back in the colonial days. So like I said, I'm not making this video to knock Africans, and I'm not making this video to knock Black Americans. This is it's time for us to have awareness of our story again. It's time to have awareness of our story again. When these people tell you, go back to your country, bitch, gladly, real soon, except America is not going to be standing. Or you just think, oh, we're going back home, but y'all going to stay here and keep chilling? Absolutely not. Check that Bible. Yeah, Black people are getting up out of here, nigga, with a whole bunch of white slaves. Go read your Bible. Everything. The Bible warned these people. What you do will come back to you. How you treat my people, I will do it back to you. You see, God is a very fair God. He allows you to do whatever you want to do. Just know that it will come back to you. So you can choose good, you can choose bad. If you choose good, just know goodness will come back to you. If you choose bad, just know that you're not getting away with it. So the ball is in your court. It is free will. But the devil is arrogant, and God stretched his time out intentionally for the devil to think that, oh, he really has gotten away with this. Black people need to start reading your history. Start learning of where you come from. Start learning of start learning of your origin. Where were you black people before slavery? What were black people doing before slavery? Because white people have kept black Americans stuck on slavery. So now I have never heard a black person speaking of anything before slavery. Like speaking about anything of their history, what they were doing. The only type of talk I hear black Americans doing, oh, well, we were in the Americas first. Tell me you're scared of claiming being an African without telling me you're scared of being an African. Because if you want to have that conversation about black people being in America, black people were all over this world. This entire world was populated by black people. If we want to have that conversation. So don't just speak the little bit that might give you some convenience. If you're going to bring that conversation, then let's really have that conversation. If not, be quiet. Because God has organized, regardless of what was happening in year one of the world, in the beginning of the world, this world has been reorganized. Several times, this world had been reorganized. Everybody got their own spot according to God. Black here, Asians here, this yellow here, that yellow here. I mean brown. White here. The minute black people start learning their history, learn your Israelite history, learn your Hebrew history, learn your African history. You are not just some black American. White people gave you that name. White people labeled you a black American. Black? What the fuck does that mean? That's a Crayola color. To be black? That's an insult. Like, I get it at this point, I use it too because that's just where we're at. That's the understanding we all have and we all connect on. So great, it is what it is, but we still have to understand that there's more to us. There's way more to us than just being a black ass motherfucker. What? Black? No, we are African people. Israelite people. A Hebrew nation. You have to start understanding that part of your story. There was Africa, and then there's the Africans that God separated even further and said, you guys are the Israelites. And it's the Israelites that were taken and sent into slavery. AKA y'all in America. Y'all that's wherever outside Africa. You have to know your history to understand where you're going. You have to know your history to understand what's coming for you. Whether it's good, whether it's bad. You just gonna sit around and wait to find out? Start checking your history.